right, good to be back again. I think we have been here always, the most important number I think that we like to quote, just to give people an order of the magnitude of the problem we are solving, is 2 billion. There are 2 billion underbanked people in the world today. And that's a real problem because, not having access to credit means that people are not able to afford certain things, not being able to afford, for instance, buying a house, buying a car, affording college education for their children, or having a protection in case of economic uncertainty. So being underbanked, life can be really, really challenging. In certain parts of the world, up to 50 or 60% of the population are considered to be underbanked, and that's a real, real problem. But why is it so difficult to actually offer credit to these people? Let's have a look how credit decisions are made in the traditional world. Two things that the bank looks at when approving or declining a loan application. And the first is credit history. The second is the income situation. Credit history means, if you see that someone actually repaid loans successfully in the past, it's likely and expected that that will also happen for a new loan in the future. The same for income. If you have a regular recurring income that you receive every month on your bank account, banks are expecting that this will continue in the future. And if you basically tick these two boxes, they're saying, well, we approve you for a loan. Can be very easy, but can also be very challenging. And it's challenging particularly for those people that don't have a credit history because they, potentially have never used a financial services product. In the eyes of the banks, those are not good customers, those are not bad customers, they're simply customers that they don't have any data on, that they don't understand. Same for income. If you don't have that regular income pattern from fixed-term employment because you work, let's say, as a freelancer, you're a small entrepreneur, you get paid on an irregular basis, maybe not get paid for a couple months at all, it's really difficult to prove your income situation because it's not like, hey, I have this payslip that I can get out of my pocket to prove my income. So also that, is very, very challenging for banks. So in sum, those are the reasons why people are not being served. And in our point of view, that was always the problem, I think, that was so hard to understand because, there's so much data out there in the world. So we've been thinking, well, why is everything limited to that? So what Kreditech has done is develop a new approach to credit rating. And we have done that by basically following 3 simple steps. The first is we take a lot more data into account than what's considered traditionally. We do that to actually replace and substitute the dependency on that traditional data. All the data we're using is digital information, and it's information that customers have to share with us and that they need to proactively authorize us. A good example is access to bank account information, where the customer grants us one-time read-only access to retrieve financial information from his bank accounts. The second thing we had to figure out is, with all that new data, what's the relationship between the data and actually the creditworthiness of the customer? And that's not that easy because, nothing is known about the repayment behavior of underbanked consumers because no one has ever done credit business with them. So for us to figure out, really, what's that relationship, we started to really give loans to representative sample of the population without any filter. So we just said, we want to understand how different types of customers behave with regards to their repayment. And by doing that and seeing who are the people that repay and who are the people that not repay, we had a really good data set that we were able to use and apply machine learning and artificial intelligence to understand the patterns and relationship between that data and use that to make credit decisions going forward as a very effective predictor. Today, with that core technology in the background, we stand for 2 things. Kreditech stands for that new approach to credit underwriting that allows us to serve people that are normally not served by banks. And the second thing, we stand for this end-to-end digital lending experience, taking a rather painful, cumbersome credit process and turning it into a slick digital transaction that just takes usually less than 15 minutes from the time where it started, actually up to the point where customers have the money on their bank account. Over the last couple of years, I mean, we have been evolving as a company. We started first with a product that's called microloan. It's a very short-term loan product, usually repaid in less than 30 days, and it allowed us to learn a lot. So we have been able to see, I mean, a lot of like data. We have been able to train our models very fast and prove our technology. After that, we used the same platform to offer a wider range of consumer finance products: personal loans, installment loans, point-of-sale finance, way larger amounts and way longer durations. And only recently, we have been able to use our platform successfully to also empower other businesses that want to offer digital credit products to their customers. We call that lending as a service, and it's a new way for businesses to partner with the fintech to also offer that type of products. Let's take a closer look at lending as a service. So it's an end-to-end solution built on our platform where we make all the different drivers of the credit and consumer finance value chain available. That means we underwrite, we take the credit risk and we finance, but we adjust it to the need of the customer, to our partner, and make it available via APIs to be deeply integrated into the platform of the partner. And the applications are very, very wide, ranging from retailers who say, well, we want to offer a personal finance solution, to banks who say, well, we want to offer digital loan products, so we cannot do that ourselves, so we look for a partner, all the way to telcos who say, well, we want to sort of like expand into financial services. And as a great example of lending as a service, I really want to show you our flagship partnership with PayU. And PayU, for those of you who don't know, is the fintech and payment and fintech arm of the Naspers Group, and it's one of the leading payment service providers in emerging markets. And PayU has identified that in emerging markets there's a pretty big opportunity for online point-of-sale finance, similar to what Klarna and PayPal Credit and so on have done in developed markets. Well, I mean, emerging markets is more challenging due to the fact of the credit rating. So Kreditech and PayU partnered to build an online point-of-sale checkout product on top of Kreditech's lending as a service. And we rolled it out more than a year ago to actually one of the largest merchants in Poland. And the product has been a great success. Customers love it because in less than 60 seconds, they can get a financing offer on their online purchase. Merchants love it because we approve more than 80% of all the customers, so it generates a lot of additional sales. And Kreditech and PayU love it, and we actually, in fact, loved it so much that we have recently decided to expand that partnership on a global basis, and that was combined with, up to date, the largest investment round in fintech in Germany. So, well, I mean, just maybe two more words about Kreditech. We are now in 5 markets, cluster Eastern Europe, LATAM, and Spain. We're launching India as a new market in partnership with PayU, so we're very excited about that, and clearly looking forward to continue growing our originations. And as a closing point, just an impression of like the impact we are having all around the world. So over the last 7 days, we have actually empowered more than 15,000 customers with access to finance, pretty much people that previously were not able to obtain loans from banks. And we're very proud of that. And our mission is also going forward to make sure that credit is no longer a two-class system. So thank you very much.